Well, good morning. I'm visiting family in Florida for a few months, and we we get the New York Times delivered here every day. Yesterday's paper was a revelation to me. The front page is devoted largely to reporting on the Democratic inquiry into alleged faults in the way the CIA conducted itself in the wake of the 9/11 attacks. So the front page is devoted to that story. If you leaf through the contents of the paper and you get back to around about A12, you get a two-page spread continuing on the CIA matter, highly critical of the Bush administration, of course. If you turn the page over, you get another full page devoted to criticising the alleged torture and its failure to turn up Osama bin Laden. And then bugger me, if you turn over to A16, you get another full page of the New York Times devoted to just trashing the Bush administration's response to 9/11 and alleged acceptance of nasty waterboarding and techniques of that nature in order to try and get intelligence from terrorists who were in custody. Another story that was actually of some importance, which turned out to be reported in the New York Times yesterday, is the appearance at the House of Representatives inquiry into the so-called Jonathan Gruber matter, during which Jonathan Gruber, one of the architects of Barack Obama's signature health initiatives, the Affordable Care Act, was recorded on tape a couple of years ago saying the only reason that they were able to pass the legislation, the Affordable Care Act, was because of the stupidity of the American voter and the fact that they made it so, the legislation so opaque that no one could work out that there was actually a tax implication to it as well. And the New York Times does devote some space to this particular story. It's on page A20, and here it is here. So there are some cynics who have suggested that that Dianne Feinstein actually chose yesterday to dump on the former Bush administration and the CIA, so it would divert attention from the appearance of Jonathan Gruber before the House committee. And judging by the treatment in the New York Times, it looks as though they achieved exactly that, divert the attention. For any of you folks who get their news from the ABC, I invite you to get on the ABC News website, have a look at the coverage that they've devoted to the CIA so-called revelations, and then search the ABC News website for any reference to a bloke named Jonathan Gruber. While you're at it, search for any reference to a woman named Elizabeth Lauten, L-A-U-T-E-N. She was the former Republican staffer who tweeted some disparaging comments about Barack Obama's daughters appearing at a White House function, dressed less than sensitively for the occasion, and she was and this reporter, Elizabeth Lauten, this former Republican staffer, was roundly criticised for daring to mention the appearance of the president's daughters. Now, interestingly enough, the president's daughters did appear at the friggin' White House function right next to their father. So if anyone was bringing his daughters into the public eye, well, I guess it was fucking Barack Obama. So have a look on the ABC website. You'll see some reference to Elizabeth Lauten, but you won't see any reference to Jonathan Gruber. You won't see any reference to Kermit Gosnell, the mass murdering abortion doctor in the United States, who was convicted of murdering full-term babies. But you will find reference to Marco Rubio, a Republican senator, having a drink of fucking water. ABC, get all your news, all of your left-wing news. Talk to you later.